It's always lousy in this. It's not worth listening to this.
Welcome to the Coffee Club, broadcasting live from New York with your host, Felix, and co-host, Dr. Mark. So let's have a cup of coffee and enjoy the show.
There is no heaven. There is no hell. There is only this world and its dark reflection. And we do not know in which of the two worlds we are.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show. Who are we today? Oh, we are the Coffee Club.
It's Monday, that's right.
Monday, the Coffee Club with your host, Felix.
And Dr. Mark.
And together we are...
the Coffee Club.
I guess, two jerks trying to broadcast a radio show?
Yeah,
a blog? No, we are not broadcasting a radio show. We are broadcasting a live blog. I realize there's a big difference. When you broadcast a live show, once it's over, it's gone.
Not unless you're recording it.
Right.
And all shows are recorded.
But with us, we're always recorded. And let's see. A lot of news going on.
Well,
I don't even know where to start. We got what's going on with Donald these days? Anything new with him? Did he make a jerk of himself anymore?
Yeah, well, he refuses to apologize for anything he said, and like I said last week, his base doesn't seem to care what he says. They seem to give him a pass on just about everything.
As a matter of fact, whenever he says something stupid, it usually goes up.
Well, not lately, but the bottom line is they seem to be giving him a pass on a lot of things.
They have. And it looks like Cruz is moving up.
Cruz is definitely moving up.
You know, I've been listening to him a lot. And maybe except for his religious beliefs, which I guess he's pretty religious.
Well,
I sort of like him.
Not me. Not at all.
Well, I like that he's independent. He stands for whatever he believes in. He stands for it. You may not agree with what he believes in, but
I don't agree with anything he stands for.
oh, okay. Well, that's a shame. But what does he believe in?
What?
What does he believe in? Do you have any idea? Because I don't.
Well, he's an evangelical, very conservative. I know he doesn't... like most of the, I guess, center-right, although he's more to the right than center, candidates, Republican candidates, he's waiting for, he's staying in, waiting for Trump to fizzle out because he figures he would get a lot of his supporters.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Carson is fizzling out.
Yeah, I think the people in the Middle East kidnapped him.
I don't exactly know what got him to a point where he's actually fizzling out, but something happened.
I think it's funny that he thinks a 3-day trip to the Middle East is going to make him an expert in foreign affairs.
Well, I think what he realized is that Trump, what do they call him, the Teflon man? Is that the expression?
Well, that's what they called Gotti, the Teflon Don. Well, everything rolls right off him.
Exactly, and I think our friend Mr. Carson tried to do the same thing. But it didn't rub off him. I think what he said caught on and stuck to him.
Well, Trump knows how to handle that, not that he knows how to handle it. Trump's been in the limelight and public eye a long time.
Yeah.
For Carson, it's only been the last year. And he really doesn't know how to handle the backlash.
Yeah.
Trump just tells you to drop dead.
Yeah.
If somebody heckles him, he has his bodyguards or the people out there escort them out of the room.
Well, it's like Ronald Reagan said, it's my microphone, I paid for it.
I remember that.
So anyway, the Obama was in Paris today.
Yep. I understand it was a clear day.
And he said, I came here personally.
So
how else can you come?
No, he means he's there as opposed to sending an emissary.
I know what he means. I know what he means. But all he had to say, look, world, I'm here. That's it. That's all you have to say. I'm in charge. I'm here. But anyway, I don't know if that went. I guess that went along okay. There was no protesting. I guess no.
Of what?
Against him being there or any of the other people. I heard they had large crowds there. It went along smoothly.
In Paris?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the police are still out in force. Understandably so. Speaking of police, you had demonstrations in Chicago on Black Friday. One community leader said he doesn't understand in such a clear-cut case of murder why it took a year for them to actually charge the police officer. They said they're very pleased with the result, that he's being charged with murder, and that the grand jury found that there were grounds, but they said, why did it take so long?
One of the reasons is the victim's family didn't want that tape put out.
Well, they had already settled with the city of Chicago.
Yeah.
As far as they were concerned, it was over. It was over.
Yeah. They didn't. They weren't.
But then again, some people feel like they have to. Their voice has to be heard.
Well, one thing I will say, I think these protests have been basically very nonviolent.
Well, I think the first night it got a little rough, but after that it was fine. The family had asked for calm.
Yeah. Well, that usually, the families almost always ask for calm.
Well, it's either that or they're shouting they want justice, but justice was served.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess yesterday, Clinton, she made a speech somewhere. She spoke a lot about gun control.
Yeah, and tonight she's having a gathering of 13 of the 14 women in the Senate. It seems Elizabeth Warren, who I really respect and like a lot, is holding out.
About what?
Supporting her.
I don't blame her.
She's not supporting anybody right now. But Bernie Sanders is really what he's saying is more of what Elizabeth Warren believes in, as opposed to Clinton.
Well, which is?
No, her platform.
Yeah, she's a little more liberal, I guess.
Who, Warren?
Yeah.
Warren's very liberal.
Yeah.
She's an extreme progressive like Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
She doesn't like Clinton's stand on big business and Wall Street. Well, neither does Sanders.
And neither do the Republicans.
Well,
they agree on something.
Yeah, but big business is their forte. Republicans.
Well, if you listen to them speak, and I don't know how they're going to do it or anything else. Almost all of them say they want to help the middle class and the poor.
But they don't say what they're going to do. Only the Democrats say what they're going to do. And then the Republicans turn around and say, that's all well and good, but where are you going to get the money?
They're absolutely right. I mean, to be realistic, you have to be able to pay for what you do. We got to. Other countries found ways of doing it. Why can't we? A lot of countries have a lot more benefits for the poor, and much better medical benefits than we do.
I was watching an old Alfred Hitchcock show from the late 50s, and they were talking about $200,000 after taxes, and the lawyer said $200,000 is like $1 million. And if you have a keen mind and project ahead and think, if $200,000 is like $1 million gross, that means you're paying 80% in taxes on $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
And back in the 50s under Eisenhower, that's what it was. People who earned that kind of money were paying 80 and 85% of their salary into taxes.
Well, that's high. That is high.
Because that's one of the things when they talk about during the Eisenhower years, that's one of the things they talk about. They said, yeah, but during the Eisenhower presidency, people were paying between 75 and 85 and 90% in taxes. That's why they were able to do what they did. Now, most people are in a 28% tax bracket.
So there you go. Now you know what the problem is. We don't bring in enough money taxes to do everything that we want to do, but nobody wants to say how they're going to pay for their initiatives. I mean, I know Mark said, we've always lived with it the way it is, with the national debt. But
the national debt it has never been balanced. It has never been zero, in as long as I can remember. And every generation passes it off to the next generation.
And it gets worse. What happens if China calls in some of the debt? What do you do?
I think they own about 30% of this country already.
Well, they're going to own a lot more of the country if they call in the debt. You can't, I mean, nobody's got an open credit card. You don't have one. Eventually, you max out your credit cards and you can't pay them back anymore. You can't pay the interest on your credit cards anymore after a while. And that's where we're at. We can't pay the interest. Forget about the paying anything down. We can't keep up with the interest. We have to borrow money just to